Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly. And got a good one for you today. Took a break and went up to the park in Turtle Rock in Irvine. I haven't been here for about a year now. And just want to come by and walk amongst the ducks and the stream and everything and just check everything out. But man, oh man, things are getting a little dark right now. You know that? The economy and all these warning signs out there that we've got to look at. And before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Please hit the subscribe button. And today we have a sponsor, Ageless Collagen, and I'll talk about them later. But first things first, business sentiment. National Federation for Independent Business, NFIB, issues a report that says that builders' business sentiment, I also had the builders in there too, but business sentiment in general is off, and it's at a much lower level than anybody anticipated. And as they start to interview people, people start to get real, people get honest. You know, when they interview these people, the funny thing is like, hey, you know, are you guys having a good time? Is business good right now? No, it sucks. It's awful. The economy is awful. People aren't spending money right now. People aren't buying things. We're not making enough. The per ticket item is off. A little bit of everything right now, guys, that you cannot ignore. You just can't turn your head and say, oh, this is great, it's fantastic. It's not. It is not. And, you know, a few things. Small businesses are having trouble getting credit right now. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Credit is in businesses is dispersed so many different ways. People think of it as just a loan. Hey, I need a loan. I need to go buy a truck. It's a lot of things. It's from your suppliers. It's being able to pick something up and get a net 30 and pay for it later so you don't have to worry about it. That's credit. And the problem with it is it runs throughout your entire company. You have to have this, and they have to have it, and so on and so on and so on down the line. But no, that's off. People are not spending the same amount of money that they did a year ago, and it is off. And you can blame whatever you want. You can blame the stimulus money being gone. And I love these stories that I get sent about how there's still all this savings and people have all this money. Like everybody's King Miser, and everybody has, they're playing Scrooge McDuck and sleeping on a mattress made of money. It's insane right now. Think about this. The American Rescue Plan, the Inflation Reduction Plan, the It's Ridiculous Plan, all of them that were put together raised $60 billion in small business taxes. Well, that's fair. You guys need to pay more. We all need to pay more. Okay? That's how it's going to work out? No. What this proved to be was a complete mess because tax receipts, think about this, as of July 31st, the most recent number that we have, for us is off $400 billion right now in the United States. But wait, Dan, we raised what we thought would be $60 billion. Generally, you don't have taxes for business, for the IRS collection, go off year after year after year. Think about this, guys. It's only happened 7 times since 1960 that we didn't collect more tax money than we did the previous year. 7 times. And one time, 2008, 2009, what was that? What was that? That was the financial crisis, the last one we went through. They were off 13%. They were off, 6%. Right now, they're off 13%. So what do you want to call this? What do you want to call this? Okay, it's a bump in the road, Dan. You don't understand, it's going to turn around. Don't worry about it, you're crazy, making this up. Okay. One thing that I found fascinating that I thought was great was, the reason that the tax revenues are off. Well, it's really simple. The thing that you have with businesses is that they don't have the sales. Just because you raise a price doesn't mean it's going to work across the board. It doesn't work that way in business. Let me give you an example of something insane here in California. They want to have a minimum wage for the restaurant workers. That's great. Isn't that fantastic? So, fast food restaurant workers, the minimum wage, $20 an hour. Regardless of the area, regardless of the size of the restaurant, $20 an hour. Guys, this will make your Happy Meal $18. Okay? God, I can't afford to take my kid to McDonald's right now. You bet you can't afford to take your kid to McDonald's because a quarter pounder with cheese is $19.95 right now. This is insane right now. I went to the local taco place and you know what? I want a torta. I want a sandwich. I want their carne asada. And it was $15. I'm like, pass. I don't need a torta that bad. Okay? And by the way, who eats flautas, by the way? Hey, we have sale today on flautas. You want to know why? Because nobody ever went and said, hey, let's go get a flauta. Okay? No one living ever said that. Okay? Flautas are what grandma made, you know, oh, okay, I guess I'll eat the flauta. You know what I mean? So, share your thoughts on this, okay? Let's talk about our sponsor, Ageless Multi-Collagen. You know, one thing that we need in our lives for our skin health, our nail health, our hair health, our gut health, and our joint health as we get older is collagen. And the older you get, the less collagen you have. They say that we have less than 20% of the collagen that we had in our 50s that we had when we were 20. You can solve that by using BioTrust Ageless Multi-Collagen. I take it every day. I've taken it for 3.5 months now. It is absolutely amazing. It is tasteless. I put a scoop in my coffee every morning to start my day. It is absolutely fantastic. And it is 5 different types of collagen from 4 premium sources. It is 10 grams of biopeptides that make just a huge difference. Now, the thing about this is don't just take my word for it. So many people have ordered this and reordered it since I've started talking about it, but it makes a huge difference and you need to do something that's going to benefit your skin health and your hair health. You know, I have noticed such a huge difference. You know, our skin gets leathery and crepey as we get older. You need to fix that. The best thing that you can do, Ageless Multi-Collagen. Look at the website, healthwithdan.com, that they set up for us and save 51% today. It's absolutely amazing. Check out healthwithdan.com. Now, continuing with this love theme of taxes being off and business sentiment being off, they say that there's basically 5 reasons why taxes are off, and I want to read these to you. And the first one is slow economic growth. You cannot deny the fact that things are off right now. You're starting to see major problems in the economy that people cannot deny anymore. So with that, you have slower growth. With that, you have lower taxes that are taken in. Here's the thing: you can raise the price for a cheeseburger to $30. Hey, quarter pounder with cheese is now $30. Oh, you want onions on that? That's 50 cents more. Whatever, $30 doesn't mean people are just going to go buy it and spend 30 bucks on it. It's going to go to the point that people are just going to do without. You know, it's funny. A friend of mine wanted to meet for lunch yesterday, and I'm like, oh, let's go here because it's Taco Tuesday. And the thing about this place is that they still have $2.50 tacos. So he and I ate like kings and ate too much and laughed and joked and everything was great and got out of there for under $25. Okay? So that's the way it's supposed to be, guys. But no, if we went to this place any other day, it'd be 70. We figured out 70 bucks for the same food we ate. Okay? So you be the judge of that if that's what you want to do, because most people can't afford the 70 bucks and don't want to do it. So next thing is they're talking about the explosion of green tax credits. You know, these green tax credits, they're going to pay off in the future. Okay, if I walk in this lush green grass, they're going to pay off in the future. But the point is that grandma is not necessarily going to do everything green. Just because you say, hey, we have to have electric cars by 2030, it's not going to work, guys. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. Not everybody's going to buy those cars. Not everybody wants those cars. You know, they blame IRS regulatory activism, which I don't understand this one. You can sit there and say they're starting to be more active in collection of the taxes. Well, you would think that would bring in more taxes, not $400 billion less. That doesn't make any sense. You know, the COVID employer retention thing, this thing, You know, if you kept employees on during COVID-19, you can get a tax credit of $26,000 per employee. And, you know, that's great. For those of you that have gotten that, get it. There's a lot of companies out there that can help you get it. I'm not going to recommend any of them. But, you know, do it. And they talk about flaws in the budget scoring process. You know, this is ridiculous. One thing you can look at is Bloomberg right now. Bloomberg says that we have an economic indicator that points to a severe recession. And the last time we've seen this was in 2008, and it points to there being a huge problem with real estate right now, and that the number of transactions are off dramatically, and that people are going to see real estate fall off a cliff. It's going to not sell. Now, it's funny. One of the streets I want to live on, house became available. Oh, wow, let's go check it out. Went, hey, I'd like to see the house. It's on Zillow, it's off Zillow. And call the agent. Yeah, we got 2 offers yesterday. Have a nice day. You know, and unbelievable, guys. People just buying stuff still like it's going out of style. But I think the house was personally priced way too high for what they wanted. So it'll be interesting to see what it closes at. Russell 2000, they're talking about this is at a very scary point and a turning point as far as the economy. Read the story below. I won't bore you with all the details with it, but the problem that you have is you have to accept the fact that this is off, guys. This is broken. The sentiment is off. People don't want to spend the money. All my friends, business colleagues, hey, are you going to travel anytime between the end of the year? Nope, not spending a dime. We're going to save money. We're going to sock it away for a rainy day. Well, that's good, guys. Think about it. Not a hotel room for the weekend, not a quick trip to Vegas. Nothing. People are doing nothing right now. Okay? So you're going to see people clam up and not spend money. That's what's happening next right now. So one thing that's fascinating to me, growing up in the 70s, was the Brady Bunch. Brady Bunch was a fun show, so was a Partridge Family. And one thing that happened was the Brady Bunch house was purchased, and they lost a bunch of money on it. They lost actually 10% on the purchase price of the house. HGTV purchased the house to do a show, you know, and basically they hired, you know, famous people to come and fix each room up to match the old theme, which is all great and nostalgic. But you'd think that that would have brought the value of the house up. No, it brought it down. People are like, okay, I don't care anymore about this. So they're going to try to, rent the place out for parties, for charity events and things like that. And again, how much money are you going to have for charity events from this? Seriously, is it going to recoup $3.2 million? I don't think so. I think this is just a loser. By the way, the house built in the late 50s, 5,100 square feet, the actual Brady Bunch house. Isn't that crazy? So, you know, you can go where the blended family lived. Okay, isn't that nice to think about? He had 3 boys, she had 3 girls. That was just great. Okay, we all loved Marcia. Don't ever forget that. Okay? So share your thoughts on this stuff so far. Or were you a Jan person? Do you like the complaining? Is that your thing? It's not mine. Now, one thing that I love about you subscribers is sometimes you guys send stuff that is so over the top and so good, and sometimes people just start hitting home runs over and over again. And from Australia, who probably doesn't understand the baseball reference, but it was really good what you sent me, Ann. Sent me 2 dynamite stories, and I'm going to cover those in just a minute. But first thing is, guys, if you don't think that the central bank digital dollar is coming, you are kidding yourself. Brazil just did a test on running the central bank digital dollar, and it was from Caixa Econômica and Banco de Brazil. Sat there and said, yeah, we've got this going, and we did the Drex test, and we've done these stress tests, and it looks like we can handle it. But one thing that they divulged through this, and you can read the story below, is that the central banks have the ability to shut off your wallet, to close it off for whatever reason. So listen, Dan, I don't like the fact that you're buying meat. Why are you buying more boat parts? I didn't even know you owned a boat, Dan. Isn't it kind of ridiculous that you're purchasing that? And why did you purchase something here and then 200 miles away here? Okay, you know what I mean? That's there, but the concern about this, that's happening, guys, and read it below because it is live, worldwide. There are 190 countries in the world. They say that there are 130 that are already planning on a central bank digital currency. Now, the United States, listen, they're going to combat BRICS. Now, I want you to understand BRICS. You know what? Great. I, for one, think that the BRICS thing is a joke. I do. I think that you've got, Indian with their rupees that are, it would take, a stack this tall to buy a quarter pounder with cheese. It's ridiculous. And they use math. If this does go through, it would make oil be like 5,500 times more with the US dollar. All these different things that have been sent to me. I could go on for an hour about BRICS. Do we get concerned about this? Yes, no, maybe so, whatever. What you should be concerned about is the central bank digital dollar and the story that Ann sent me. The story that Ann sent me was that a senator in Australia is concerned that how the savings are being handled at banks right now. And with the way that these savings accounts are being handled, people need to be leery because the banks, there won't be any more bailouts worldwide. In 2016, it was approved that we won't have bailouts anymore. What that is if a bank or financial institution has money problems, instead of going in and getting a loan from the federal government, they're going to not bail them out. They're not going to give them a loan or guarantee our deposits. They're just going to give us shares in the company. That's in Australia too, guys. That's in Australia. This is the master plan of all master plans. You can freak out over here about BRICS all you want, but I'm telling you, this is concerning. And for Ann to get this article, bravo, because it's absolutely beautiful and it really does cover this perfectly. Read it. The link is below. The image is below, but it's absolutely unbelievable. So this is going to happen, the control of your money, the control of what you want to do. Why are you eating lunch 4 days a week, Dan? What's that? I don't want you to do that. Well, I did Chinese food one day. I did Mexican food yesterday. Thai food tomorrow because I got the spicy rice I want to get. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm telling you guys, you can laugh all you want, but that's going to be what's going to happen. Now, let's say I go on a health kick and I want to start taking supplements. What if they don't approve of the supplements I want to take? Okay. Guys, this is a problem, okay? And the problem is going to be, it's going to be a switch that they're going to flip off, and they're going to blame something else. They're going to blame BRICS. Oh, it's because of BRICS we have to do this, guys. You have to understand that. Oh, okay. Now, here in the United States, there was a store, and if anybody's old like me or older, Woolworths, okay? Well, Ann sent another story, which again, fantastic job, Ann. But Woolworths, it has a crackdown. Woolworths is a supermarket in Australia. Spelt the same way, different logo, Woolworths, okay? Think about this. You could walk into a Woolworths last month and you could go get cash back out of your account, even if you didn't buy anything at Woolworths, of $500. And we've decided we're going to limit that. What idiot approved that in the first place? I will never forget being at an Albertsons one night with a very drunk woman that walked in. Hi, I need some cash back. Can I get $2,000? $2,000? Well, ma'am, you have to purchase something. We have a limit. Let's see if you're part of the so-and-so club, and I can get you $100. Well, can you do it 10 or 12 times for me? No, ma'am, we can't. Okay? So Woolworths you could walk into and get yourself 500 large. Hey, listen. Now they're going to require a purchase to get the money out. Is that the greatest thing ever? You could walk into an Australian supermarket and take cash out of your bank. That's great. Okay. You want to buy anything? Nah, just give me the cash. I'm going to go to the track today. Okay? That's the racetrack. Horse races, degenerate gambling, that type of stuff. Anyways, I always love the stories. Thank you. But guys, BRICS and all this stuff, this is happening live. This is happening right before our eyes. They're going to issue the central bank digital currency. They will not tell us the truth. They're going to do this, and they're going to have these bank bail-ins. Jamie Dimon yesterday talking about the headwinds and how bad the economy is and don't expect anything. Bloomberg today steps forward and says all the economic signs point south. Sentiment with people not wanting to spend money, asking people, ask your friends, who's going to go on vacation? Who's going to have the biggest Christmas ever? Let's do that. Let's start with that. Oh my gosh, Dan, we're going to go crazy this Christmas for the grandkids, my kids, myself, my husband. Talk about that, because that's not in the cards right now for anybody. Man, oh man, I seem kind of angry today, don't I? Anyways, one thing that I do is I always have, bird seed in the car so that I can feed the ducks whenever I'm going to end up at the park. And today there was a little girl out here who was like, "Can I have just a little bit?" And I gave her the bag and she fed the ducks. But the ducks, look, they're just hanging out. They've been fed. They're very happy. So I'm going to calm it down a little bit. Those of you that are with Truist Bank here in the States, they're going to cut $750 million worth of costs. So what's the best thing to do? Fire people. That's it. Let's get rid of these lazy workers and let's cut hours back and let's trim the fat by $750 million right now. That's what we have to do to make ourselves profitable. Why? Because they're not making money. Okay, I hate the Truist commercials too. They're ridiculous. You know what? I don't want my banker to be my friend. I want my banker to be like an assassin. Okay? I want my banker to Dan, I went to battle for you to get that line of credit, and I went into my boss and I threw down with them, and I smacked him around, and he finally said yes. I would rather have that than, "I just knew you would understand what we did." You know what I mean? It's like ridiculous. Who writes these things? Anyways, I guess I am still off a little bit. There's a great story out of The Independent that was sent to me about how all these UK cities and towns are going out of business. And I love the British. You guys are so prim and proper. I just absolutely dig it. But is your town council about to expire? It's like, yeah, they're going down, man. They're going down. Birmingham went down. Surrey is, think about this. Surrey had $1 billion in revenue and 86 times that in debt. Guess we're not making any money, are we? 86 times your revenue is your debt for your city. Well, is your town next in the UK? That's what they want to know. Great article below, but again, you can't spend yourself to oblivion. You have to have services, you have to have revenue that comes in, but people have to feel justified. You just can't raise property taxes and raise taxes on businesses because we need the money. The problem with it is this is what's happening right now. Our government is doing that exactly. We'll just raise taxes, guys. Bring more money in. No, you won't, because people are not selling anything. So this global shutdown, this global problem, this global shut off of the financial spigot is happening live. And the sentiment, again, I was going to title this video, "Is Your City About to Go Bust?" But, it's just it's dark right now. It is dark. But read these articles. I love this stuff, guys. It's just the stuff you send me is so good because it is happening all over the place. You're going to see this more and more and more. I don't bank at Truist Bank. There isn't a Truist Bank within 1,000 miles of where I am, but I have to be subjected to that when I watch news, or I try to watch my own commercials on Newsmax. I have to watch those things. So share your thoughts on that. It's very hot this morning. I like to walk amongst the trees. One thing that I wanted to add also to that last segment was about these towns going out of business. Watch the video that was attached to that one story where they're talking about, don't worry, we're going to try to maintain essential services in our city, and we have a rescue plan set up for ourselves if this happens. Well, guys, you don't talk about, hey, We may need a parachute if we have to jump out. They're jumping out, guys. That's what this means right now. David Solomon, CEO of Goldman Sachs, he steps forward and says, hey, listen, inflation's going to be persistent. It's going to continue. Don't kid yourself. It's going to be there. Apple stock is still down, but they just announced the new iPhone 15, okay? And they thought that would be the thing that would kick it around, and it didn't. Couple things. 90% of Americans cannot afford a home right now. So home ownership is unaffordable for 90% of the people in the country right now. That is insane. And you can say, well, how will it crash down if the wages are not keeping up? All these problems that people have. You can pay somebody $20, an hour, but I'm telling you, watch what happens with automation in fast food, where you're never going to have a kid cook your meal again. It's going to be some robot because it doesn't talk back and doesn't demand $20 an hour. That's what's going to happen. Final story. David sent me this, and you're going to see this more and more and more and more. There is a swanky area where the high flyers live. The rich people live in Wichita, Kansas, and they have an eyesore of an apartment building. The apartment building has been incomplete for the last 3 years because the builder ran out of money. They just got an extension on the building permits, but it finally got people's attention because it's near the rich area. And he pointed that out. These are the swanky people that don't want to see this eyesore, Dan. They want this thing fixed, and it's not going to be fixed. Get used to this. Get used to construction projects in your own town not getting finished. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Think about it. Interest rates were 2 to 3%. If the builder sucked and it was 3 to 4%, that's one thing. Builder's now paying 10. Okay? Huh? Okay. Not everybody has the greatest deal in the world. Not everybody has a good relationship with the bank. Some people don't get this deal, they get this deal. That's the problem. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And email me, hello@iallegedly.com. And onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. I like this little park. It was nice.